Yes, as Luna read, because we don't have to live this way.
Right.
Because we don't have to live in a world where women and girls are beaten and brutalized and degraded and demeaned and hated and shamed. This world where women and girls are pimped and tricked and sold into sexual exploitation on an industrial level. Where LGBT people are demonized, despised, and terrorized. Where women and girls are forced to become mothers against their will with no choice, no matter their conditions, no matter their hopes or their dreams. And we live this way now, not because of human nature, not because of the nature of men. We live this way because of a system of capitalism, imperialism. And it has the heavy chains of hundreds and thousands of years of patriarchal oppression woven into its every fiber. And it is this system that has to be swept away, pulled up by the roots and overthrown through an actual revolution. And this revolution is possible. A revolution that shatters the rule of this system over society and brings into being a whole new system with a whole new economy based on meeting the needs of the people. Not the drive for profit that's rooted in the vicious exploitation of people, including, yes, women, in sweatshops all around the world. A whole new society moving to uproot the old, all the oppressive ways of thinking and acting, and unleashing a struggle against the suffocating, the patriarchal gender roles in every sphere of society, including the dehumanizing of boys and the misshaping of men.
Thank you.
A world where no woman ever again feels the terror of footsteps in the dark. Where our relations of love and sex don't come along with the danger of violence and force. Where the rearing of the next generation is a collective responsibility and a joy. We don't have to live this way. And we are in a rare time when the world I'm talking about, the revolution to bring that world into being, a rare time when that has become more possible, even in this powerful motherfucking country. Because we are not in normal times. And as bad as those were, the normal times, as bad as those were, we are not in normal times and there is no turning back. The oppressive rulers of this system are split, and they're split in a way that they haven't been since the Civil War 150 years ago. These fascists that are now in the halls of power and the courts and the streets, they don't believe in and they're not playing by the rules of this system anymore. And they are determined to enforce their Dark Ages biblical terror, taking away any right to abortion, birth control, gay marriage, trans rights, any LGBT rights. And they're doing this as part of an overall agenda of white supremacy and fascist theocracy. To enforce this, they're stealing elections, they're shredding the rule of law, and they're determined to do this through violence and terror, preparing for a one-sided civil war. And what's the other section of the rulers doing? These mainstream imperialists, they have no answer to any of this. They're facing off with Russia and China in a potential all-out nuclear war. That's what the other side of these imperialist powers are doing that we're supposed to rely on. Fuck that. But look, the splits at the top that are tearing apart the whole society. And this crisis, it could unravel their whole system if we seize on this. Yes, this system that feels so permanent, it could be unraveled if we seize on it. As the revolutionary leader, Bob Avakian, has said, this could lead to something terrible, or it could lead to something truly emancipating. And this could come to a head sooner than you think. With a real fighting chance to take on this system, to defeat them through an actual revolution, and to free the planet from their death grip. we don't have to live this way. But not to live this way, it means we have to get serious, and it means we have to get organized. The RevComs, the revolutionary forces, we have a plan for how to make this revolution. We have a strategy for how this system could be defeated. We have a blueprint for what could replace this system with a constitution for a new socialist republic in North America that has been written by Bob Avakian. And you can get that at revcom.us, or you can get that at the table. And we have visionary and we have scientific leadership for this revolution in Bob Avakian and in the RevComs. So now is the time to get with this revolution. It's time to stop looking up to the Cardi B's, the Ice Spices, and the fucking Beyoncés, telling you that your power lies in your ability to sell yourself, mimicking the misogyny of bitch this and bitch that, and treating other people like dogs in this dog-eat-dog system. It's time to stop following the politicians and the CEOs that tell you that all we have to do is break the glass ceiling. Get more girl bosses atop an empire that depends on sucking the life out of women all over this world. It's time to stop being afraid to say the word woman, allowing ourselves to be divided by identities, canceling each other instead of canceling this whole system. It's time to stop swallowing your anger, turning it inwards. Stop cutting yourself. Stop starving yourself. Stop reshaping your body parts to make a more valuable commodity or hating yourself when you can't. It is time to raise your sights beyond yourself. It's time to get real and fight for something that really is worth fighting for. Something that could really make possible a whole new way. As Bob Avakian has said, instead of staying in your lane and going for self, while this system is moving even more decisively to crush any hope of a world worth living in, people need to be looking at the bigger picture, focusing on the greater interests of humanity and the possibility for a far better world, and acting to make this a reality. Look around you. I want everybody here to look at each other. Okay, we know that we are not the numbers we need, but look at each other, see each other, feel each other, because coming together as a force, welded together as a force, we here can start to change things. We can start to change how people see what's possible, how people see what's necessary. We can break through these feelings of despair and helplessness and powerlessness. We can call forward the others, the angry ones, the impatient ones, the defiant ones. And the revolutionary forces can grow from small to large.
Right.
And believe me when I say that this system and those who rule it are terrified if we come together in this way. They want us to stay silent, obedient, acquiescent, and sad. They do not want us to feel our power. They do not want us to feel our anger, our hope for a different world, or our fury. So now is the time to join this revolution. For everyone who hungers for a better world, who wants to see an end to the long night in which humanity has been divided into masters and slaves, who wants to see the dawning of the new day, I want you to say it with me: break the chains. Unleash the fury of women.